all screwed up out there, man, but you don't need me to tell you that. You already know.
Welcome to Deep Americana.
Hello, I'm Ray Carney. I'll be interviewing Dylan Mears over the effects of sobriety and how he started his dystopian future. And so, Dylan, you want to tell us about your experience in what being clean or sober has done for you?
For a long time, I didn't listen to anybody because I knew better than everybody.
Right.
I come to find out I don't know better than everybody.
Right.
That a judge told me about 15 years ago that I was going to prison and I'd be going to. He had to send me to rehab instead because the way the law was written. And
right.
He seemed awful sad about it.
Wow.
I haven't talked to a cop accidentally since then.
That's good.
I don't know, man. I got off I was getting ready to get off a paper at a year, and I was like, the day I got clean was the day I got sentenced. I washed down my last roach with my last beer walking through the courthouse door in Cali County, in Arc City.
Right.
And they let me ride in the front seat on the way to the jail after because they're really familiar with me.
Right.
And I at that 1 year mark when the PO was fixing to cut me loose, he said, all you got to do is have your fines paid. And I showed him the money order for the rest of my fines and said, I ain't giving it to you, man. You cut me loose right now, man. I'm going to go back to it. I'll just be right back here. So
right.
I made him keep me for another 6 months. And, one of those, my best thinking kind of got me where I was at kind of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, is that helping you out today, or, how do you feel about all that shit?
Definitely. I'm a homeowner, a fucking reliable, fucking productive member of society, I vote.
Right.
Considering, I spent 15 years living in burnout buildings and sleeping in abandoned fucking cars,
Yeah.
I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm married, got a nice wife.
Well, congratulations.
On most days.
Yeah, man.
The day she doesn't like me, she at least tolerates me.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's awesome, man. That's really, really good to hear with things of that nature. So let me pitch this at you, this idea. How do you feel, and I know you're someone who would know, how do you feel about hallucinogens and mental illness? What do you think about that?
Frankly, I don't see that there's as much of a causal relationship between them as the establishment would like you to think. It's kind of the opposite.
Well, no. What do you think about them?
Research has shown that, and my personal research
right.
for me showed that the hallucinogenics have a positive effect on a lot of mental illness.
Right. I can tell you now.
Of course, but for me personally, when I would start to spiral into fucking 6 month long depressions, nothing would bring me out of it except for massive amounts of fucking mushrooms.
Right. I think that's something right now that is a huge positive that's going on, at least in Denver, in Colorado, as mushrooms are decriminalized.
Yeah.
I'll tell.
Research purposes, I mean, that's amazing because, you know, that opens up the door for you know, like, for actual scientific studies to be done on the efficacy of it, you know, like,
Right.
you know, because mushrooms are already being used as a treatment for cluster headaches, and, you know, I suffer from those bad, you know, I have to take goddamn daily medication.
Right.
To my vision turn yellow.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, if I could just, you know, go on the trip once a month instead of, you know, my vision turning yellow, just have it turn kaleidoscope once a month,
Right.
I'd be a lot happier with things. And it's cheaper.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's like out here. It's decriminalized. You can actually grow your own stuff. It's pretty nuts. There's actually therapists.
Pyramid for the headaches.
Yeah.
I think that probably got a lot to do with why it's still illegal. You know, the more useful a substance becomes, the more tightly controlled they have to make it.
Oh yeah, well, and I'm sure you know too. Like any drug laws we have are like super associated to minorities. I mean, every one of them was
and
made
trying to
legal.
go practice morality.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, in your community where you're at, what effects are you seeing of this like coronavirus? Like, you know, are you stockpiled with toilet paper? I mean.
Not any more than normal. I mean,
Right.
we didn't go all crazy on that sort of thing because I'm already the kind of person that I kind of grew up out in the country, so you know, if you're not prepared for a couple of weeks of having the power out, you know, you're not playing smart. You know, so I mean, my wife looks at me funny when I come back from the store with a bag of beans and rice for no reason, but because we've already got 3, but. You know, I eat beans and rice, and they keep forever.
Right.
So, me and Mark Wolford, I don't know, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
We used to get drunk and, like, try to piss off the ideas in people's heads.
Right.
You know, it's kind of a social engineering experiment that we did for a few years. You know, if someone was irritating, we tried to get the irritating gone, right?
Right.
Like, if the person went with the irritating, hey, that's fine, you know? And so, I've carried that on. It was originally called alcoholic terrorism, was the name of our religion, and, you know, I consider it to be an offshoot of Discordianism, you know?
Right.
And, after 9/11, we had to change the...
Into this damn mic. Is there any way I could get you to retrace the Discordian society idea?
About 25 years ago or so, me and a buddy of mine, Mark Wolford, we started doing this thing where we would try and piss on the ideas in people's heads to get them to go away. Either the idea or the person or both, whichever came first was fine, you know. And you know, we call it alcoholic terrorism. And we had, you know, an inner circle, you know. I have a couple extra toenails, and Mark had an extra nipple. So,
right.
The inner circle was the Association of Mutant Alcoholic Terrorists.
Right on.
And then after 9/11, we had to change the name, so I changed it over to Frustratology. It's kind of a branch of Discordianism, you know. Discordia is the goddess of, you know, discord, you know, more chaos than, you know, than discordancy, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, that I'm going back to the what is wrong with our discourse and how we can fix it. You know, I think globally, I think that's one of the things that people don't do is stay abreast of, you know, actual factual, you know, information, to where when people start talking to crazy, you know, they can get shut down.
Right.
With facts. Yeah. And a lot of times it's a lot of fun.
And that happens like online. That's like a daily thing, like an hourly, minute by minute thing. It's people, not having facts, running with ideas, and well, in some instances, can you blame people with how the media, how our media treats different things, or puts it out there? I feel like our media, especially, only plays to emotional heartstrings so they can get ratings,
Well, I mean, there is a lot of that, not just the playing to the heartstrings thing, but just the simple filling of time.
Right.
So much of it used to be that, 30 years ago, the news was half an hour, 3 times a day.
Right.
Now it's 24 hours a day on like 7 different networks, and they've all got to fill up that time.
Right.
So every little thing can become a big deal, and gets hyped up like, oh my God, you should be freaking out about this. It's like, no, really, having holes in your socks won't kill you.
Right. Well, it seems like our news media has become even more just entertainment, in a way, in a lot of ways.
And it also is a kind of a self-creating prophecy type of situation where, like the media says, well, this other channel is talking about this because, they want you to be thinking about something completely different than what's really going on, and this is what's going on, and now we're hearing, like the President Trump likes to say, I'm hearing from people.
Right.
Well, you're hearing people repeat what you're saying.
Right.
It's a loop, it's just a feedback loop that keeps going until it gets amplified. And I mean, you see this in mob mentality as far back as we have records of people.
Right.
It's dangerous. People in large groups are dangerous.
Super dangerous. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's kind of like people in large groups, especially like if you there are studies, and I don't know, I don't have the super specifics to it, but on like traffic being alive and how we react to each other while we're driving, and that's everyone's going one direction generally, right? Now go back to like mob mentality, right? Everyone's going one direction, and it almost becomes like this mastermind thing to where it's its own entity controlling something, which would be mass hysteria,
Well, I mean, if that, like the confidence level versus the competence level, the Dunning-Kruger effect, has a lot to do with, like how we operate in groups, how the volume of stupid people, tends to lead the group, because there's just fucking more of them.
Right.
Like George Carlin said, you think about how dumb the average person is, and then you do the math, and that's average. Half of them are dumber than that.
Right. And I think.
You look at video of traffic, completely unregulated traffic in, say, rural India.
Right.
Or semi-rural India, and versus, traffic in a town of, say, 130,000 like Topeka, Kansas. And the differences are staggering. People drive like bats out of hell in India because that's how you drive.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Here, people get in wrecks when it rains because they just don't, their competence level and their confidence level are not running on the same track.
Right. Like I think a big portion of that in Kansas is because they're generally all straight roadways. As I've traveled more throughout mountains and things of that nature, I feel like if you've never left a certain place, you're just not adjusted to different variables coming into play. But yeah.
You should see what happens when they put in a roundabout. People just lose their minds. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's It's wild, just wild stuff with that. So how do you feel about how our media and government handled the coronavirus?
Oh, it's been a colossal failure.
Yeah, yeah,
Nightmarish proportions. I mean, the math on it is just fucking terrifying.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah. It's real terrifying.
not to buy into the whole media propaganda about it, but I mean,
Right.
you know, we've only run 14,000 tests, and like 5,000 of them have come back positive. I'm pretty sure we've got a serious problem.
Yeah, it appears we have a super serious problem. Like especially with if you look at China, how many deaths do they have? How many people have that? Do you know?
Uh, I'm thinking it's in the 3,000 range, but I could be wrong. I haven't looked in a while.
And you know what's crazy to me about it is that they're like in Asia and China particularly, people are so tightly packed together, right? There's just so many people per area. You get over here and we have big populations, but I don't think we have.
But the government also has more control over there. So when the government shuts things down, things are shut down. I mean, like
Right.
the satellite images of the lack of pollution from central China it's amazing. We couldn't do that here without some serious disruption. I mean, the
Right.
Chinese are suffering, but at least the government's got their back,
Right.
because they need productive citizens when this all blows over.
Right.
You know?
Right. You can't rule something if there's nobody underneath you to rule. Yeah.
Right. And here it's like, well, fuck it, we'll make a buck off you when you're dead too.
Right. Pretty much. Like one of the things that I think and I hope is kind of happening is it's like politically I see just tons of dissension, no matter what side of what right or left wing you're on. It seems like people are at each other's throats, and I think and I hope that people realize that this sickness is a lot bigger than having a side or an ism or something like that to be good to each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to some extent, it is doing that, but I mean, that's mainly the older you get,
Right.
the older people that you look at, the younger that you look at, the more people just don't care.
Right.
You know? The youth are referring to it as the boomer remover, and they're not taking any of these precautions into account at all. I mean, they're just, we're gonna go to the bar, and if I get sick, it's not gonna bother me. I mean,
Well, and that's what's even more terrifying is because you can go to the bar, you can be a carrier of the stuff, and maybe not even know you have it. So it's oh man, it's a mess there.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's there is this generational divide where the baby boomers, for all these years have been, really walking around with a stick up their ass about how we're the greatest generation,
Right.
And by God, you should be able to. I worked at McDonald's for, part-time and paid my way through college. Why can't you? Just pull yourself up by the bootstraps, you whippersnappers.
Which is impossible.
Fuck it all up for us, Fuck you, old man.
Oh yeah.
I hope you do get this shit and die.
It's pretty crazy, like mentalities. It's I've seen places raise minimum wage to $15 an hour, and I'm sure that's going to help. But I think minimum wage should probably be $20 or $25 an hour. It just we're
Well, it depends on where you're at, but
Right.
It should be a lot higher. I mean, if minimum wage was tied to productivity, it'd be an average of like 27, I think it is.
yeah.
Because productivity's gone through the roof per worker.
Right.
Because, automation and, things getting easier, we've designed better and better ways of doing things.
Right.
One person person can do more and more stuff, but all that means is, the big boss man just hires less people.
Right.
It doesn't mean that he puts more people to work,
Well, yeah, and that's something that's kind of scary right now too. Is that we don't have the highest pay at a lot of jobs, and we have a lot of jobs going away. We have a school system that's not educating people towards technology. I mean, it's
not educating people. Period, man.
right. I feel like it almost seems like it's set up to fail in a way. I feel like these are things. I don't know. How would you change this stuff, Dylan?
Well, with any suggestion that can be made, the first requirement for all of them to actually work is get money out of politics.
Right.
All elections have to be publicly funded with taxpayer money, and everything's got to be completely above board. Nobody can get any fucking money from any private sources at all, period, ever, on penalty of fucking prison.
Right.
And not like 6 months, like fucking lock those bastards up until their term would be out.
Right. Well, so basically get rid of the lobbyists,
Not just the lobbyists. I mean, get rid, because the whole idea of giving money to a candidate for anybody, not just for a lobbyist, for a super PAC or for a private citizen, is to buy influence.
Right.
And if we want to say that we hold the moral high ground and we have the best democracy in the world, then we cannot have the fucking appearance of it being for sale.
Right.
And it's not just the appearance of it being for sale; it's the actuality of it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And that, unless we do that, and until we do that, none of the solutions that will actually work can actually get passed.
Right.
I mean, it's great to talk about what could fucking work,
Right.
but the solutions are going to change as the problems change. Modern problems are modern solutions, and those solutions will always be changing. But until we get that one block out of the way, we'll never have representatives who actually represent the people that they're supposed to represent. And without that, they're only going to represent the people who put them in office, which is the guys who gave them money. Which
is totally not what it's about at all. It shouldn't be. Right. How do you get to those points though? Like how do you?
I mean, the first thing is you need somebody to get in office who can bring a lot of other people in underneath them that can actually get a vote to make it happen. I mean, until we can get somebody like a Sanders or somebody who's actually reform-minded on the top of the ticket, they're not going to bring along people at lower down on the ticket who are actually working to make changes.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
And, I mean, if Joe Biden gets the nomination for the Democratic Party, nothing's going to change.
No, I don't think it is at all.
Nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
It might not get worse as fast as it is now, but it's not going to get better.
Right. So, let me ask you this, because I've noticed, like, it's like, with the political stuff going on, we look out, right? We look out over here, and it's like we're in the fucking Cold War again, and people are afraid of socialism. So, and I'm sure can you tell me about some social things we have in our society right now?
What, like public utilities?
Yeah, dude, fire department, police department.
Yeah, the fire trucks.
Welfare.
If my neighbor's house catches on fire, there's a number I can call for free, and somebody comes and puts out the fire and doesn't send him a bill.
And that's called socialism.
Right, yeah. My neighbor's house got broken into, and I picked up the phone and I called somebody, and they came and looked at the house,
Yeah.
They drove around looking for the guys who broke into it, and I'd already paid them for that. I paid them with my taxes.
Right.
My neighbor paid them, to So,
Right.
hey, man, that cop driving around the neighborhood looking for the some bitch that broke into my neighbor's house, man, that cop driving around makes it less likely that some bitch is going to come back because we'll call the cops.
Right. And that's it drives me nuts to see like discussions a lot of times about socialism like we're in the Cold War, right?
The biggest socialist enterprise in the United States is also the biggest polluter in the world, and it's the United States military. And that's something that doesn't get talked about near enough. I work with a guy who's, he's an old vet, and he's like 60.
Yeah.
And God, he hates me for being, you're a goddamn socialist. I'm like, yeah, bro. And there's nothing wrong with that,
Right.
I want your life to be better.
Right.
I don't have a problem paying a little more in taxes so that we all pay a little less in insurance, okay, bro? I mean,
Or maybe nothing at all in insurance.
He's like, well, I don't need fucking socialized health care. I've got the VA and TRICARE.
Oh my God. Right. And see, this goes back to what we were talking about before, is people, they don't understand what we have here in America. They don't understand that there is socialized things here. And granted, some of these things are a little screwed up and work in different ways, but to me the best example is the damn fire department.
Yeah, local stuff. I don't have to go out and fix the fucking road out in front of my house.
Right.
Somebody comes along and does that.
Right.
If I had to spend all my time going out and fixing the fucking roads that I don't want to get to work, I'd never make it to fucking work.
Right. I don't know. I hope a lot of these things are able to change with that. But yeah, I think we've covered about everything that would be social.
The big thing that'll make a difference, the only thing that'll make a difference is if our representatives represent us.
Right.
And the only way that that'll happen is if we get money out of politics completely.
Yeah.
Barring that, nothing's going to significantly change.
Correct, I think. Yeah. That's what I see right now, is there's too many personal agendas within our government, and there's too much money to be made for people not to make it. I don't feel it's a conspiracy. I feel it's human nature as greed,
There's like a conspiracy is a thing that a very small number of people are in on.
Right.
This is not a conspiracy. This is a consensus.
Okay.
There are a lot of people in on this, and they're all in it for the buck.
Right.
This isn't about like, hey, we can't get caught. This is about, hey, we can't go broke.
Right. Which is not what it should be about,
Well, if we were to audit the military and do an actual audit of the military and cut the military budget by 15%, that would pay enough to not only take care of this whole fucking pandemic thing, put everybody on fucking 12 weeks of fucking paid leave.
Right.
But we could stay home for 3 months and let this fucking thing blow over.
Right.
That would pay for free school for everybody, wipe out student debt,
Right.
and put a dent in Medicare for all.
That would actually be fucking amazing.
But the problem with that is, I'm in the construction trades,
right?
And I do some work on VA systems, and a lot of it, it's needed, but the VA doesn't mind cost overruns near as much as they should. Like they should really monitor stuff more.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like they'll come in and remodel a building that was done fucking 5 years ago, 10 years ago, with material that'll last for 30 years.
That's insane.
It doesn't need done, but they have so much money in their budget And if they don't spend it, that budget gets cut the next year.
Oh, wow.
So they have to keep increasing their budget. All government offices have fucking a room that is full of fucking supplies, toilet paper, fucking coffee,
Right.
General supplies. They have an overstock of that shit because they have to. It's what they have to do to keep their numbers up so that they don't lose money the next year. And all government offices do that, from the state level all the way through the Fed. And that's the kind of graft basically that we could cut out and not hurt military preparedness, because I'm not a fan of the military.
Right.
I don't think that violence should be our first resort.
No.
I think having it as a last resort should be an option that we keep.
Yeah. No, that would be way more phenomenal, and I imagine if we worked at things that way, we would be able to influence other cultures to work things that way too. That's the sad thing of it.
I'm also of the opinion that if you really want to see things change, not just fucking get money out of politics, but reinstitute the draft.
Really? Okay.
Get everybody's skin in the game again. No exceptions.
Oh, right. Yeah, Muhammad, like Elvis was in the draft, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Huh. Okay.
Everybody's skin in the game. Fucking bar none.
Right.
Yeah. Age exemption? Sure. You missing a foot? Sure. But, motherfucker, your number comes up, you can be on the phone with no foot.
Right. Oh, yeah.
There's jobs that need a motherfucker on the phone. You can be on the phone with no foot.
Right. Yeah. Well, right on. I think we're good on this, Dylan.
Right on, man. And I didn't even have to talk about aliens.
Man, well, do you want to talk about aliens?
Oh, I don't know, man.
It's okay.
You're from the Cali County area,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know how pervasive they are now, but back in the 70s and 80s, there were a lot of UFOs flying around. What's called the Green Country window is just south of Arc City.
Okay.
It's like kind of a hot spot for shit, bizarre stuff.
Are you serious? Is it kind of by the border?
It's if you the hills that are east of Arc City.
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
When you follow those hills down towards Oklahoma, that area is the Green Country window. That there, from those hills off to the east to the Arkansas border.
Okay.
But there's like all kinds of like cryptids and stuff that are spotted there. Like the skunk ape. You ever heard of the skunk ape of northern Oklahoma?
Interesting. I was following along the back roads, like right as you, like from Arc City, all the dirt roads that'll take you right into Newkirk.
Yeah.
And at
Hold on. Let me guess. Okay, you were driving along, and you made a turn, and all of a sudden 20 minutes were gone, and you were back at the same fucking corner?
No, but that's happened to me before in those areas. No, the skunk ape thing. And it just occurred to me now, but I come across where there's a paved road, right, before you get to the border, I'm pretty sure. And I saw this gorilla crossing sign. And I never could figure out what it was for, and I bet that's exactly what it's talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I saw a Bigfoot that wasn't that big when I was a kid out between Arc City and Dexter.
Okay. Did you?
It was young.
Mm-hmm.
It had to have been young. I mean, it was about, 5.5, 6 foot tall.
Oh, wow.
And long ass hair, and the hair on the back of its arms was probably about 6 inches long, and it was running behind me. I was running.
Oh, wow.
It was running, chasing me, looked like it was having a great time. I remember looking back over my shoulder and just seeing that hair just flying off of the underside of its arm like a old lady's fucking arm fat. Only it was all hair. Just the damnedest thing.
I bet, man. I know now at the nature center, and I never ran into much of anything there, that there have been a few sightings there.
See, my thinking is that, sorry, this homegrown tobacco's got a little bite to it.
Oh, okay.
My thinking is that, one of the reasons that nobody finds them is because they are migratory.
Right.
The Sasquatch up north is the skunk ape down south. They migrate through the Flint Hills.
Well, you want, let me throw this idea at you, and I don't know how much validity there is to this, but I feel like a lot of our, what we would call, like, I guess kind of like, not mythological, but our myths, right? And I don't think these are myths, like UFOs, aliens, UFOs, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, and the list goes on. I was doing research. I had an idea for a graphic novel at one point that all of these beings are from a different dimension. And I started doing some UFO research, and I think it was Linda Moulton Howe.
It's scary. The way that like with your other various cryptids, your Sasquatch, your Yeti, your skunk ape, your Loch Ness Monster, and the other big lake monsters, that are occasionally spotted. There's a couple of lakes in the United States, big deep lakes that have, allegedly some kind of big monsters in them.
Right.
Those ones could actually be real things, but there are some bizarre connections between what we currently call UFOs and what people used to call fairies.
Right. No, I know roundabout what you're talking about there.
Well, and the fairies the fae are, supposed to be like a kind of critter that lives in another world alongside this world.
Right.
And comes out and steals children,
Right.
Well, shit, that's what I'm not for sure if they're aliens or not, but that's what those fuckers did to whatever the fuck they are.
That's what I was gonna say. It's pretty interesting, but there's like at cattle mutilation sightings, there is a lot of Bigfoot sightings before those cattle mutilations happen, and I don't know how valid all that is, but almost like the stuff works in tandem. Have you ever heard of Skinwalker Ranch?
I've heard of it, but I've never looked into it. But I mean, going back, I've been researching UFOs my whole life because I started seeing them when I was a fucking infant.
Right.
I'd see them every other year. My grades every other year. Grades that ended in an odd number, I did fucking excellent. I'm a 99.99th percentile of the population, got an IQ of 146,
Right.
I'm not fucking stupid, but even numbered years, I was flunking out, because every fucking summer between, every other summer, I see these fucking lights in the middle of the night and wake up climbing a fucking tree to the side of the house trying to get in the house and be locked from the inside,
Mm-hmm.
Have a dream where I was floating through the ceiling and then presto changeo, I'd be on the roof trying to get in the fucking house,
How do you...
I'm covered with sap from the tree outside.
Right. How do you feel about that?
Sick for like a month.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? What do you think was, these aliens are trying to achieve through abducting you?
Well, for one, I don't know if they're aliens or not. I don't know
Right.
what the hell. And I don't know what they're trying to achieve. All I do know is, people think that. I hear people all the time say, "I wish I could see a UFO," and I'm like, "No, you don't, man."
Yeah.
Even though, like there's physical and psychological trauma that goes along with it. But
Right.
the worst part is knowing that, you know, everything that they're trying to teach you about the world around you is tiny and bullshit. You know? It's like I grew up not fitting into the world around me because the world made no sense. That's part of why I got into doing so much drugs when I was younger. Was, you know, all drugs will make you crazy. You know, like I'm already fucking crazy. You know?
Right.
You know,
Well, it was probably a coping mechanism for fucking shit that was happening to you, like abductions and things of that nature, man.
Well, I mean, PTSD is, you know, it's rough. You know,
I know.
I have fucking night sweats now.
Right.
I haven't seen a fucking UFO in 20 years, but I still have got fucking night sweats.
I was gonna say maybe that you know of, right?
Never know of, yeah. Well, I do have this sycamore tree outside my house, and every other year, fucking middle of summer, it drops all its leaves.
Weird. That's strange.
It looks like fall.
Right.
It's a mountain of fucking dead leaves in my yard, and then they all grow back.
Well, hey, man, I think we're good. We're good there. We've exceeded our limit there, but yeah, hang on a minute. I want to talk to you. Nodding. This concludes my interview with Dylan Mears.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Have a serene sleep.